Hey everyone, in today's video, we're going to see about a basic introduction on API key. This video is for someone who's starting in a beginning stage of getting an API key, having a doubt like whether I should get a API key or something. So how to initially start with API key and these LLM stuff. This is for them. If you're someone who knows already, try to share this video with them so that it will be useful for them to start with this. I know there are a lot of API key, what to say, sources are available to teach you. But this video is like basic, and I'll give you overview on why and what all things that you can do using API key. Don't have a not even 1% of doubt getting an API key these days without your anything that without LLM purchase you can't do anything. That is what I would say. So let's get started with a quick yes tool. So I'm going to talk about this API key one-on-one key features and the basic stuff. What is API key and those things? Again, I'm telling you this is very basic and it is for completely beginners. So yeah, let's get the things going on. Okay, API key. So API key in the sense it is like your access card, the secured card which we swipe and get into a secured building, right? So it is like that. So why we need API key in the sense if you are purchasing an LLM, like a wide large language model that you're purchasing, so they'll give you a password. It's like your Gmail account. We are giving password, right? So we can access our emails, read emails, send emails, like that. So they'll give you an access code to use the LLMs. So without that, there'll be like a lot of people who can make use of it, or people can misuse it. So you're the one who purchased this, who bought this LLM. So we are giving you a secure ID, and you can use whenever you wanted the services. It is for that. And to check the limitation, to check the usage of a particular user who bought it. So I have purchased like $20 every month means I have allocated with a set of tokens. So this much tokens I can use. I'm allowed to use. If I'm purchasing for $100 a month means I'm allowed to use a wide range of things, and there'll be like a lot of features available for me like in a large number. So to check the limitations and for secured usage, people will be giving or allocated with a key, the ID, that is your API keys. And it is having like two types. One is your public key and private key. Public key is your there will be like free trials available, right? You can use it for 30 days, 2 weeks, or 21 days. So that is your public key. A private is the one which you are purchasing. That is your private key. So this is simple. And yeah, moving on with security. So there are a lot of best practices available for API keys. One is I'm including me. I used to generally give directly the API key whenever I'm in the using or building any model. I've developed agents. Many agents build so many applications. I used to give the directly the API key engine, but when I came to know that is not the right way to use, you can use by giving environment variables. Environment variables in the sense you can just call from anywhere your program or your front end from through any API fetching call. You can just call directly through environment variable. So it is better to have a separate file, define your API key, and just call whenever it is needed. You don't have to give every time, right? I'm not saying it is not secure or all. I'm not saying that way. It is good to have in a file, so that you can just call anywhere and whenever you need it, and just a variable name is fine, right? So that is one thing. And a lot of good practices that you need to manage to maintain. One is you should not upload in GitHub or any open source platforms where people can make use of it. Of course, you need your uh, Gmail or any personal account to log in order to make use of the API key. But here in this case, API key is like you can use and whenever you want it, right? Like you don't have to sign in and all. So that is a different thing. You can change if somebody misuse your API key, just go and change your API key, and that will change the previous one. So that is there, but still API keys when you leak the API key in any platform, people can use it, but just specifying the model name. And one more thing, when you are using API key, you need to specify which model you're using, whether it may be your, I'm using Gemini and sometimes I use Claude. So you need to mention for Gemini the latest LLMs. So it is better to use latest version always. So you have to mention the this thing model name or algorithm name in other LLMs like OpenAI and something. So do that, and don't hard code in client applications. This is basic that we do for other things also. So for this one is suitable for API key also. So next one is avoid sharing in chat or email. Yeah, we don't do it, but don't do it. And this thing you need to manage to have in work environment and other stuff also. So yes, next is setting it up. It is easy to get. You need to log into a certain services. It may be your OpenAI or Claude, Anthropic, anything. You need to sign in and get your create your account and later create your API key. Some times they allow you to create your own API key with the sentence that you wanted to put, like Pavitra's API key, like that you can mention with certain numbers in between, and that is also there. But in general, I prefer ask it to create on its own that automatic API key generator. Just get it from there so that it won't be easy for others to use it by looking at it just like that. So I'll prefer using that. Then copy your key safely because it won't be visible every time when you want it. So just copy and save somewhere. Just don't write it in notepad and save it. No, just find a place somewhere notepad with password protected anything. Just do that. And the next is billing. You need to prefer which billing service will be suitable for you, like monthly or yearly, and the amount that you need to pay, like $20 or $100 or more than $100. That is preferred by your usage. And one more thing is don't waste your tokens by asking all simple stuff. Just have so many LLMs, like LLMs in the sense applications to ask your doubts or make use of those things, like Perplexity, who can get so many resources using that, like for research or any kind of research works. In order to read papers or anything that you wanted to master in it, you can make use of Perplexity. And if you wanted to learn a particular topic by asking so many questions, you can do that with ChatGPT. So don't use your API key for everything. Like I'm using API key to teach something that I wanted to learn in validation of AI tools or something. Don't use unnecessarily. Use it for building applications, building models, using applications classification, summarization. I'm going to build a mobile application using it. You can. You can actually. There are like a lot of support available in these services. Like Gemini offers like lot of support that you can contact them, or if you wanted to have it as a proper Play Store application, you can publish it one with your API key, and they offer storage. A thing cloud storage, we can purchase that also. So it is there. So use API key for certain things. Don't use it for everything that you do, because we have like a lot of things to have and for your work. So that is one thing I would say. Let's test it with yeah. Okay, so you can test your API key by here. I just have a front end to do that, just to show you people how it is actually working. In your work, you can do it by giving the model name and API key. Just give a one simple prompt and check whether it is doing it like this. So here the API key does many things. One is classification. Here I am just asking it to asking it to classify and based on its mood, whether it is positive or negative, like that. So I'm just classifying it. So it gave me it is an positive. It is a positive statement. Next, I can summarize it. So these are things which is available. I know, like many of you would know by now, but you can go with a big application. I mean, you can build big using these. It is all like a hint of something that it is capable of doing. For that, you can do. So, text generation is something where we can give a one prompt, I mean, one hint to develop it as a story. Like, write a story, short story about a robot learning to paint. So, I'm going to do that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it gave me a short story of a robot trying to learn to paint. Yeah, and in code, I would say there are like multiple ways of using it. One way is like direct API key approach and giving prompt for a simple task like this. So here the code is in Java because when you go with Python, it is very simple where you need to give the API key or give it as an environmental file and just direct call of it. That's all, just in package or something. So here it is like a bit tricky when it comes to Java. Like I don't personally prefer Java for any of my ML stuff. So this is one. I'll tell you the prompt, how to give prompt for anything that you do with LLMs. There is nothing called prompt engineering. Please don't get confused with it. Is just giving your text. I mean, just typing or asking. It's like texting, right? You're just going to ask in AI to build something. That's all. It's a basic English. That's all prompt engineering is. People are making huge money asking you to join courses like I'll teach you prompt engineering within 1 month. One day you can learn. I mean, it is not a it is not even a thing. You just ask it to do something. It is like we search in Google, right? We browse in Google, right? Like from for years we did same thing. That is what a prompt is. So don't spend on these things. Like if somebody is coming and asking you to pay for a prompt engineering course, tell them I you tell them something. I'm not going to teach you that and all. So there is no prompt engineering. All you need to do is structure your input, structure your question, structure what you wanted this LLM to give you back. That's all. The structuring thing is prompt. So here, a sentiment, what all I wanted, which is positive, negative, neutral, and topic on what it need to concentrate if it is there one, and intent, the intention of the entire model that I'm like intentionally wanted to respond back. That's all. This is like one basic thing, and you can create your own prompt for certain things and save it separately. I don't have to waste time writing again and again. Just save like this one is for classification, and it can do for all kind of standards classification, like for to detect anomalies or to detect or to say sentiments, to identify emotions. So there'll be like a lot of prompts it can respond. Like neutral prompt you can create for classification, summarization, and text generation, anything it may be, you can have one. And so this is what I was talking about, the environmental file here, .env file, where you can, this is basic for all kind of languages. Even in Python we do this only, like .env file. And here I have given a Gemini, your API key, the actual API key which you have, you can give and do this thing. Error handling, everything. I mean, you do it in your way. Like just have a log where it is actually making a mistake, and with that, you can go back and check like what it is. So that for the error handling is for that. Yeah. It may seem basic, like why she is teaching API key and all. Is she thinking that I'm dumb and all? No, there was people I have seen who don't know what is API key, what for what they have to use API key. They are thinking that it is expensive. Why should I spend money on that? I can do everything from scratch. Don't waste your time building models from scratch when you can do it with just 3 lines of prompt. So buy one, or try it for a month, get experience with, and build lot of applications using it, and move on, unsubscribe it. That's all. So it is simple, right? If you're a working person, you don't have a problem. But if you're someone who's learning, who's initially in the beginning stage of a career, or just finished college and want to do pursue their career in AI, get one. Get one. I would say get one. You're just saving up $100 a week. You can get one. So sorry, $100 in the sense, I mean 100 rupees Indian currency. Sorry. You can buy one. Yeah, a week of 100 rupees. In a month, you can save and get one. So yeah, that's all I have. If you need anything, just ping me in my Discord chat. I'll respond immediately. Or you can post comment, that is also there. Yeah, you can do. And like this video, yeah, so that it will reach people, the right audience. If you like my content, like it. Otherwise, yeah, I'll try to make it better. Thank you.